So welcome to our beauty Zoom of the month. And this is all about flawless face and all about the base. So how many of you already wear a foundation? Okay, and how many of you are not sure if you're wearing the right shade? Sometimes that happens. They say there's a lot of people out there, hopefully not Mary Kay consultants. We've got to figure it out, but we always can like get ourselves updated. A lot of people out there are not wearing the right color. And part of the reason is they may think it's the right color, and at one point it might have been the right color. And then have any of you seen people out and about that their foundation they look orange? Hmm, they look orange. I know, that's not a good look, is it? One reason may be because they're not exfoliating. And I didn't even think about this till just as I started talking about it. And I used to talk about this a lot, that can definitely change how a foundation color can look on you. So exfoliating can be one of the masks. We have physical exfoliators, we have chemical exfoliators, microdermabrasion, facial peel. um, the charcoal mask definitely helps too. And there's scrubs in the teen set. So exfoliating gets rid of the dead skin cells, because when foundation turns orange on you or somebody, that's what's grabbing the color first. And it's not really a true match to your skin tone. So I wanted to share that. And Mary Kay has many different foundation types. So we really have something for everyone. And what comes in our Mary Kay starter kit as consultants is the tinted moisturizer, which is called a CC cream. And I have a couple here, and CC stands for complexion corrector. And why that comes in our starter kit as new consultants is because it's the easiest thing to blend and to figure out. So because usually people can wear two shades. And complexion corrector means it tones down redness to your skin, it evens out your skin. And actually, all of the foundations will do that to some degree, depending on what you pick, because everybody, if you've been outside, you've got damage to your skin. And damage to your skin from the sun is typically shows up in like dark spots, and people sometimes call them age spots or sunspots or whatever, and it is discoloration from the sun. And so if you want to even that out, that's where a foundation comes in. But many people will say, no, I'm not wearing foundation. I don't want to, look fake, or I don't want to look like I have a mask on. And I get that. I wouldn't want that for you either. I wouldn't want that for me. And so the CC cream is a good place to start too, if you're not as a customer or a potential customer of foundation, because it's easy to blend and it looks good on you without looking fake or like too much. It doesn't look heavy or cakey. And like it says, it's a tinted moisturizer, tinted a little bit of color. And what you typically, you decide how much coverage you want. And what gives us good coverage? You want to use your moisturizer. With this, you may not need a lot of extra moisturizer, depending on how dry your skin is or not. But the foundation primer. So Nicole, I know you've been a customer for a while. Do you use this? Okay, great. So I always use a foundation primer. I'm not sure about you, Linda, but we're going to talk about it. And if you haven't tried it, it's something that I would recommend to always use it with, whether you're using the CC cream or one of the other foundations. And it's kind of like the magnet for your foundation. So it sticks to your face, so to speak, better, and gives better coverage. So I want you to have the coverage you want without it looking fake, and you still look normal and natural and like you. That's the point. Um, and back in the day, we were told to um, how you check, or how you do what they call a stripe test for your foundations. They used to say that your jawline goes down to your throat. You want to, and I still think that can be true, but they have updated that. So if you do this and just a stripe, and you get a stripe of another color next to it, and just a little bit, because you may want to blend it in lightly, but you blend it in as a stripe. You want it to match your throat. And so when it's on your face and your throat match. You don't need to put it down on your throat if it's on your face and matches. Have any of you seen out and about people that you can tell where their foundation stops? Yes. And you want to say, I don't want to look like that. And I don't want you to look like that either. So that is one way. But now, I've heard from our makeup artist that we work with, Lori Hogg. She is suggesting two different ways to do a stripe test. One, which kind of surprised me, is on your forehead, straight across. And then the other one, which I tend to do more often, is she says your décolleté. So it'd be like here or here. So when you're working with somebody at a facial for consultants, if they've got like a t-shirt or they're a top, you don't want it obviously to get on their clothes. So that's up to them. But I would start here, if not here, after your cleanse. You always want to do it after your cleanse, after a moisturizer. That's going to be the truest stripe test, I would say. And a little bit is all you need, because if you do a lot and you're striping and it doesn't dry very quickly, and you do want it to dry, that's when you'll know, is it going to match? Is it going to be, when it's dry, how will it look? If you've got a big stripe of product, it's not going to dry and you don't have a true answer. Okay, so there's that. What do you, let's start with tools too. What are the tools to apply? And many people just starting out will use your fingers. It's not a bad idea, it's just not the best idea. So even if you wash your hands, which I would definitely recommend, we still have natural oils on our fingers. And so it's going to break down the product. And when it breaks down the product even a little bit, it just means less coverage. So this is what I use, and this is the blending brush. So this I think gives the most coverage. And then this is a liquid foundation brush. You can see the angle. I don't think I have the most recent. I do not. This is a powder brush. There is one that's bigger, that's new. I don't know why I don't have that. This is just what I have here. So there's that. So
I
the new
noticed
one,
that on the picture too, Sherry. It was
this is
like
okay, the
yours.
right one. Okay, it is
Hmm.
the right one. Okay, the other
But
one's all over powder brush. So
yeah.
it's really
Hmm.
big and poofy for like
Yeah.
liquid, like for like the translucent powder, setting
But
powder.
you can't get that one anymore.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
so
That's
the
not an option.
really don't want to be showing this one. Okay, ladies.
Take it off.
This is
Pretend you never
not,
saw
so yes, but we do have that on.
it.
Oh, well. And this, it looks dirty, but it just gets stained. This is the Beauty Blender. So I didn't have a new one. If I had a new one, I would have used it. And so this gives, I'd say, the most sheer coverage. And your tinted moisturizer is going to give you sheer coverage. Probably the sheer coverage would be the powder. But let's say you want to use this. Who's ever used this, or is there anybody who loves this or whatever? Okay, all right, look at that, two people right there. So what I use it occasionally. You want to get this wet, and it's going to double in size. And then you squeeze out the water. Okay, that's how I'm doing it. Doing it right, Tara? Okay, that's what I was taught too. And so get your liquid foundation on. And so this side is being the bigger, the wider side of is applying it all over. How do you do it, Tara? Do you do like stipple and dots, or do you do a wiping motion? There's different ways.
I do dots. I put it on the sponge and then I dot it in the areas that I'm going to do. And I typically then do my neck, my cheeks, my nose, and then my forehead to blend it
Okay,
in.
you do your neck even.
Yes, because that's where you find a lot of people have the stripe. They don't blend it because we all have that little bit of difference of color. We think, oh, I got a little tan, I'm good, and they try to use the darker, or oh, it's winter, I'm okay, I still have a little color, and I find blending in the neck just makes it seem more seamless.
Okay, and you can just blend lightly so it just kind of fades
Yep.
away. Because if we are out, whether it's summer or winter, you get that sun, right here is like a natural shadow. And it can throw things off a little bit. So, okay, so that's that. What was I gonna say? Oh, so with the foundation primer, it's just really soft, like silicone type of feel. And the company says that you put this on first, and everything is kind of up and out. Foundation is more of a downward motion. That's the way our facial hairs grow. It's just kind of laying everything down. But what I do is I use this as my palette, so to speak. I squirt a little bit here, a little bit. I blend a lot of things. So here are the two different tinted moisturizer, CC cream. I'll do a squirt or half a squirt of very light, half a squirt of the light to medium, and then I swoop it off, and I do the dots too. And then I do the blending all over. I have it on now, so I'm not going to really do it, but um, this does, I think, give you the most coverage. I went from this one to this. I guess I like them both. And let's see, then the liquid foundation, because when you look in the book, so this is your foundation page, it shows the CC cream here, 5 different shades, and then it shows the Time Wise, matte, and luminous. So matte and luminous, matte, like it said, like the name says, the finish is not shiny. It's kind of a flat finish. And for somebody whose skin is combination to oily, that's a good fit. All right. Usually people who are combination to oily do not want a lot of shine. They don't want that glowy look. I'm kind of like in between. It depends on the time of year. I don't want a lot of glowy, which your CC cream can give you. So I'll tend to use some of the matte with it. So I'm mixing, like a whole little chemistry set I go on with the CC cream and the primer and the matte foundation. But if you're dry to normal, I find people like the luminous. I thought I had some here. I can't find it. But on when your foundation, so the purple on the back will mean it's matte. And if it's a pink stripe on the back of your foundation, then it means luminous. And luminous does give you that glowy, healthy, little bit of a shine. But you want to be careful about your wording as far as consultants. You don't want to say it gives you shiny. Nobody wants a shiny face, but glow, a healthy glow, that sounds better. All right. So and luminous is for dry to normal people, typically. Can be combination too. And another thing that Lori Hogg, I just heard from her recently, is use the luminous foundation. So I need to get a few more of those for demo to do the stripe test to match people. That is a better fit for figuring out their shade with the luminous. So I have not personally tried that to know that, but I'm willing. If Lori Hogg says it, she's a makeup artist that I'm not. Suzanne.
Fun fact too, because I've learned from her also, matte goes on kind of like paint does, where it looks like a different color and then it blends into your skin. So that's a lot of the reason why you don't want to assume. So I always tell people when we're trying it is to blend first, because at first you're like, oh, this isn't the right color.
Yes.
And that's what she said. The matte does that, and that's why
Yes,
to try the
exactly.
luminous.
Exactly. That's a good point. I forgot I tell that to customers too, because it's exactly just what you said. I always say that to people when you do the stripes, like don't say it's too light to dark right now.
Yep, exactly.
Wait,
Wait a second.
let it dry. Exactly. And so with the matte and luminous foundations, that it's called 3D foundation. And let me tell you what it says about it. IntelliMatch technology in these foundations provide perfect match, age-defying coverage, and protection. So it contains the same 3D as our 3D skincare, the Miracle Set, to even out the skin tone, support collagen, brighten the skin tone, smooth fine lines and wrinkles, and defend against free radicals. So these have the matte and luminous liquid foundations have anti-aging ingredients in them. So it's working on your skin. Remember, when I talk about the hydrofacials, I say if the product has the word Time-Wise on it, that means it's working on your skin. So these are the Time-Wise liquid foundations are good for your skin. Because sometimes people will say, I don't wear foundation, my skin can't breathe. Your skin doesn't really breathe, okay? It's not like that. It's not like suffocating you. But I think what they're meaning when people say that is they've seen people that it looks heavy and cakey and not natural. And that's what they don't like about it. And I agree, that's not a good look. You don't want people that you see in the grocery store saying, hey, I see you're wearing makeup today, meaning foundation. Ugh. If they say that, it's either the wrong color or it could be too much of the right color. The right color also does, but a lot of it will show up like that, as too much. We want people saying, what'd you do differently? Did you get a haircut? You know, are your glasses different? That means your foundation is good. All right, you've got the right color and not too much of it. And so when you are looking in your book here and you see C's and N's and W's, C's mean cool. So cool undertones are your blue undertones. So there's a little more striping to your liquid foundations versus a CC cream. You can pretty much, almost anybody can wear 2 different shades of their CC cream and be good to go. But with these, you do want to be more exact. So cool is the cool undertones. What are the undertones in your skin? Are they blue or are they yellow? And it doesn't mean your skin is blue or your skin is yellow, but you can there is like a difference in coloring. And sometimes when you look at your inside of your wrist area, you can tell, does it look pinker? Pinker is usually cool undertones versus more olive skin tone typically is your warmer undertones. And so that would mean the W foundation would look better on you versus a cool, which is the C. And then there's neutral, which has both the yellow and the pink undertones or blue undertones in the foundations. So there are neutral foundations, obviously, in the ivory and in the beige and in the bronze. Well, actually, I don't see it down here for bronze. But anyway, ivory and beige for sure. And so with ivory, there's an N140. Beige, there's an N150 and an N200. So if you are just starting out trying to figure it out, you may want to start with the N's. And if you are getting samples, you may want to get the ones that are the neutral. And how I keep my samples separate. There's the pink. That means these are the luminous. So I do have samples of luminous. I have cool. So those are all the samples that have a C. And then I have warm. All the sample, the foundations are a W. And then the neutral. So doesn't mean you have to get all of them. I will post this that shows what are the most common for ivory, for beige, and for bronze. It's the cool, the warm, and the neutral. So you may want to get these at least if you are working with the liquid foundations. But if you're not sure, start with the N's. It doesn't mean everybody is going to be N150, but it's a safe start. And then you can say, okay, no, that looks too yellow on her. That looks too pink on her. Then you would know go the other way. Somebody might need to mute. Mary Jane, can you mute, please, honey?
Was I muted?
You're not muted. We can hear you. And we did record this.
Sorry, I tried to mute it. I thought I was.
Not yet. There you go. Okay, so that's that. And then let's see. Then there's the powder. Oh my gosh. So if you, consultants, if you heard what Lexi was saying, but Joellen taught this, and it was like, to me, it was like, I had never heard of this, where, so now I have another product that I'm mixing on the back of my hand, or
You haven't done this yet, Sherry?
I have not added the powder to the liquid foundation.
Oh my.
Oh my gosh, that gives coverage. Oh my gosh,
Mhm.
I was not used to that kind of coverage. I mean, I thought I was going on stage at
Oh, you do. You do. You look like you're beauty queen ready.
so that wasn't exactly the coverage I was going for, but now I know how to get that when I do want it. So what did I do? So I toned because, okay, so your liquid, your matte foundations, and your silky setting powder, and your foundation primer will give you coverage that is going to last for days. But no, you wash your face at night. So, so what I did today is I used my little combo of my CC creams and my primer and my powder. All right. That was less coverage because these are sheerer, the CC creams, and I was happier with that. So this is, I don't even know what color this one is, medium ivory. So you could mix it in here if you want. I ended up dumping some on my hand and I was good. And so, but if people, there are people out there that want coverage and they want a lot of coverage. And sometimes we have to be careful. Do they want coverage because they like coverage, or are they trying to cover up skin they haven't taken care of? So we want them to take care of their skin with the skincare first. And so as their skin gets healthier, they may be happier even having less coverage because they don't need it, because they're not trying to cover up skin that hasn't been taken care of. So that's that. The other product that would be to keep your coverage is the finishing spray. And that is just a quick, like an X or a T. You don't want to be talking. You want to close your eyes and you don't touch it. When this first came out years ago, I'm like, oh, is that going to feel like hairspray and sticky, whatever? No, it doesn't. I don't know why I'm so skeptical, but you just don't touch it, and it does help set your face, so to speak.
Mary, can I ask something?
Sure,
Oh,
this is a teaching thing too.
Okay, great. In the in look, first of all, my apologies for not being muted. I thought I was. Uh, anyway, in the in look magazine, it shows taking your CC cream and putting a couple drops of the oil in.
Good idea.
I haven't tried it, but
Mhm.
I did use the CC cream. Well, my primer always the CC cream and my finishing powder, and the white finishing powder today, and I love that.
Yes, that
Yeah,
translucent setting powder. Yes.
yeah,
Yep, that one right there. Good point. The nourishing oil. And
right.
it smells good, first of all, and just a little bit, and does not make your skin oily. You may be thinking, why do I want oil on my face? It really doesn't do that. Dewy, that was the word I was looking for. Luminous is a glowy, dewy look, okay? So it can do that, but it makes your skin feel good. It just, I don't know. Do you have any describing words there, Suzanne?
I don't, but I have another tip too. So
Okay.
if you do happen to have a matte foundation and you want to make it luminous, you can add the nourishing oil to it as well to make
Okay.
it dewy,
Point.
luminous,
Point.
glowing.
Yes, all those good words.
We'll have to look at the thesaurus for more.
Exactly. So now just here, what do you ladies use? Tara, what foundation do you use? Do you have a favorite? I want you to try all of them at some point if you haven't yet.
A favorite foundation?
Mm-hmm. Like the
Uh,
CC cream or liquid or powder or combo?
uh, Currently right now, I actually found that the CC cream, I'm surprised, actually gives me really good coverage where I always thought I needed something heavier with my sunspots and such because I was a terrible Crisco oil and all that crap sunbathing. Um, But the CC cream actually does a really good coverage, so I utilize that.
Good, very good. Okay. Suzanne, do you have a favorite?
I'm actually really enjoying the Silky setting powder. I never used it before, and about a month or so ago, I was just telling Tara about it today. I said, you know what? Again, might as well you try these products. And just today, this morning, because I was going to teach a class, I just put on the foundation primer and the Silky setting powder just to have something. And I went to work quick, and one of the ladies that I work with, she's like, "Your skin looks great. It's so glowy." I'm like, "Well, thank you." I just had those two things on. So,
Good.
yeah.
Oh, nice. Nicole,
Mhm.
how about you? What do you use?
I use the foundation primer and then I use the Luminous that Suzanne got me in last summer. I did like a spa thing with her.
Oh, good.
So we tested it out. I have rosacea, so my problem is covering it up. So
Mhm.
I've been working with Tara with using a little bit of blush too and highlighter to kind of like, because it's right here on the cheek area.
Good.
So, but I was just using the foundation and it covers it for the most part. And I use the finishing spray too. I
Good.
just don't have the setting powder.
Okay, well that, if you want more coverage, girl, that's gonna give it to you. In with that
So
liquid.
when do you use, so if I'm doing that, when do I use the setting powder?
The
Do I
white,
use, yeah,
you can do that on top, or you find you might not need it.
okay.
I put it
Um,
on still, but that's just me because
do
I
you?
like it.
And Suzanne, you put it on after you put your foundation on?
Get foundation, then I do Silky setting powder, and this isn't every day. It's just
Yeah.
depending, and then the translucent powder.
But I like the option of having the setting powder if like it's the weekend and I don't want to do a full face of makeup because I usually try not to put makeup on the weekends.
Mhm.
Like I'll dress myself up for school, but like when I'm home on the weekends, I'm just like downing it. So I mean, the setting powder if I'm just running to the store would be nice.
Yes, you
Mhm.
could, or just a CC cream, like Tara was talking about. This gives sheer coverage, but it's something, a little bit of moisturizer, evens out, it'll tone down some of that pinkness in your skin, and it's easy, it's quick. You can do this quick, and you barely have to look in the mirror as you're doing it.
Because I'm even okay with a little bit of coverage because with where the rosacea is, it kind
Yeah.
of just looks like my cheeks are rosy anyway. So I
Mhm.
almost
Yeah.
don't need blush.
Yes, so
But
that's, yeah, the CC cream, I think I would definitely recommend, um, because it does tone it down. So,
okay.
and it's easy, and that's, I would say that could be an easy weekend thing and run to the grocery store. So,
We also
let's see.
learned, Sherry, we also learned on, I think it was last week, they talked about the setting powder, and it really helped after putting the CC cream or the foundation, that it helped that you didn't feel like you had to reapply throughout the day.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Helps actually set it,
Set it.
but
exactly.
yeah,
Yes.
the name.
Very good.
Yeah.
Um, yes. Where did you hear that? Was that a Lori Hag event, or I can't remember where I've heard that.
I believe it was one of the,
On the
was it
spring
a
fling?
Wednesday? And it wasn't Spring
Oh,
Fling, but I think it was last
okay, yes,
week.
it was. It was Janice Trude last Wednesday.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
I said to Tara too, I can't remember if it's on your VIP group, Sherry, or the masterpieces that you had it for Silky setting powder, and I think it's one
Yes.
of the ones set up. So
Okay.
I was seeing it on there talking about the different effects of it.
Good, good. What's something that you heard tonight that you want to try maybe that you haven't tried before? Anybody?
Setting powder.
Yay!
I'm with Tara. Setting powder.
You'll love
Yes,
it.
yes. Yeah, so you're talking about the white or the silky setting powder?
I think the silky for me.
Yes. Yes, and it is, there's a lot of different shades, and it is figuring out the shade, and I kind of think start lighter because I don't know, because they end up, they can be darker than you think they're going to be. So like I said,
Yep.
medium ivory, and I typically would not have thought of that. I probably could even go lighter than that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm deep and I probably need to go a little lighter, but I already used it, so.
Summer's, yeah, summer's coming.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
Someday.
Exactly.
It's still snowing here.
I know.
Okay, summer's not coming. You're gonna skip right over to fall.
Way to
Very
bring us
sane in
down,
Florida.
Tara.
I know, I was coming back early May. I'm like, maybe I need to rethink this. So we will get, Suzanne made a great graphic that has all the prices of everything that we'll get to you. And whoops, this was taped. I want to make sure that you see this on the, for our customers, on the April special deals. The CC Cream is a product for 50% off when you make a $50 purchase. So it's something to think about, like, why not? If you don't have it, you're thinking about it, what could you get? Do you need your cleanser or, you know, whatever, you figure that out. But if you can get something for half price, why not? So any questions from Linda or Nicole is our special guest tonight?
Nope, I think you've answered everything.
Oh, good, good. Suzanne or Tara or Mary Jane, any questions?
Just maybe the recording, because I know my other friend Ann couldn't get on if it's available to be able to
Yes.
send to her.
Yeah, definitely.
I have questions about the, what is the heaviest foundation? I don't have my book in front of me and
Okay.
getting brain fog. On that and the luminous, what kind of a finish do you get with the luminous? Is it a heavier finish?
Not heavier, but
certainly
that's it. Dewy, that must have been right before you came on. A dewy, glowy kind of finish versus matte, which is more flat.
Okay.
So I think typically as we get older, I'm not as oily as I was. So, you know, probably like winter when maybe I'm a little drier, I'd be more likely to use the luminous. And then as I, you know, am in the summer, I get more combination. So that's when I'll go more to the matte with the purple on the back. So it's not really the coverage, it's more of the type of finish between matte and luminous. But coverage, yes, this is more coverage. This is probably the sheerest coverage, the Silky Setting Powder. And then your tinted moisturizer, the CC Cream. And then the most coverage by itself is our liquid foundations. And then we said earlier, to get more coverage, throw in the powder with your liquid foundations to give like a full coverage. And use a brush, whether you're using the blending brush or the liquid foundation brush or the beauty blender. It's going to give you better coverage, and you're able to blend it so it looks smoother all over versus just your fingers. And some people will use the cleansing bar to clean it. Some people may still have some of the brush cleaner, or I go with the Blue Dawn dish detergent for a deep clean. That works too. What other type of cleanser or things do you use, Suzanne, for your brushes? Anything different?
I use the Dawn dish soap. It's not the blue one, but it's like the pump
Okay.
one. And then I still use the brush cleaner to kind of just finish it off at the end.
Okay. Yes.
So that way, if I know we're not going to get those anymore, unfortunately, but for now.
I know. So we'll figure it out.
I use rubbing alcohol.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's been recommended. Heather Kent recommended that before
I
too.
did hear that somewhere. Okay.
Mhm.
Good to know. Because if you run across customers that have breakouts or blemish prone, you know, one thing, are their hands on their face? Do they have their phone up against their jaw, which can be dirty, of course, and their brushes? Are they cleaning their brushes? Their pillowcase, how often they change in their pillowcase, things like that. But brushes are important. And you will be surprised, some people whose brushes are nasty.
I will
Put it
admit,
bluntly.
I was
No.
one of those people who didn't wash their brush.
And
I
I'm
am
the
much
other,
better now.
I'm the other way. It's like I have to do it like every day. I just
Oh, I
can't.
do it once a week.
Me too. Once a week.
There
Yeah.
you go. So that's just questions for consultants to ask prospective guests that may be blemish prone. One of the thoughts. But anyway, we've got such an assortment of choices for foundations. People can definitely find the right coverage and the right color with the help of their consultant. And I'm really very confident about that. And I love that we have choices depending on our mood, right? So
Mhm.
thank you, everybody, for being on tonight. We appreciate you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye for now.
Bye.